I am back with another TBR jar chooses my reads for April. It took me a minute to figure out what month we're going into. April. So you know what that means? Spring, birds chirping, flowers, the sun is coming out again, pink and white trees. The past few days while I'm driving in town, I literally see pink and white trees everywhere. The fact that there's flowers on trees right now, it is so stinking cute. I've been hearing the birds chirping, the windows are open. It is officially spring. Spring has sprung. I put a few little prompts in here that are spring related, and also just prompts of books that I really want to read that I haven't been able to get to because I want to stick to my TBR jar picks, which brings me to the books that I picked out to read for March. The 4 books that I picked out, I believe half of them I've read and the other half I am currently reading. The first book, Before We Were Strangers by Renee Carlino, I'm almost done with that book. I honestly do not like it at all. It is a second chance romance book based in New York City. And then I also have Hopeless by Elsie Silver. I just started that book, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to finish it this month, if not in the first few days of April. And then for the other 2 books, Under the Whispering Door, I did finish. I would rate it like a 4-star, 3.75. I didn't like it as much as I thought or like hoped I was going to. And then what was the other book? Remarkably Bright Creatures. That was such a good book. That is a 4.75 for me. I loved it. For the very first book we're going to read in April, I'm getting so lucky. Free pick. I love a free pick because as a mood reader, like last month, I picked out some books that I wasn't in the mood to read. And maybe that's why some of the books I read this month in March haven't been my favorite. But I love a free pick because it's whatever I'm in the mood to read. I do have Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas. I bought 3 books from mainly Hispanic authors because I want to broaden the authors that I'm reading. And so I picked out this one, and there's 2 other books on my cart that I bought in that haul. I really want to make a reading vlog either on TikTok or on YouTube of reading the Hispanic author books. So I feel pretty intrigued to read this one, to be honest, because it's like a spooky horror. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Were the crawdads sing? Nah. Dark Matter is also another book that I want to read. I bought this during the Christmas time, and I don't like how I buy books and sometimes years go by before I read it, because the point of like buying a book that you're interested in is because at that time in your life you are. And so when so much time goes by, sometimes the book can just like lose your interest. So I don't want to do that anymore. So I'm like, I really want to read it while I have that excitement. Again, because I'm a mood reader. The Rock Eaters. This is also another book from a Hispanic author. This book sounds insane. It says these characters seek forgiveness from aliens, intimacy from virtual reality, and true love prophecies from ghosts. Oh, it's science fiction, using elements of science fiction and fantasy and magical realism. Gosh, how can I pick? All of these books sound so good. A part of me is really leaning towards Vampires of El Norte. So it says, as a daughter of a rancher in 1840s Mexico, Nena knows a thing or two about monsters. Her home has long been threatened by tensions with Anglo settlers from the north. But something more sinister lurks near the ranch at night, something that drains men of their blood and leaves them for dead. Gosh, this is really hard. I have too many good choices. This is the part of the video where I just cut out, where it's just me being completely silent and running through my head which one I want to pick. My heart keeps saying Vampires of El Norte. So a horror book, vampires, also historical fiction based in the 1800s and in Mexico. Something that's completely different than what I normally read, which is what I feel like my reading soul, if that makes sense, is needing, because I've been reading a lot of romance books, so it feels really repetitive. and I want something different to, not that I'm getting in a reading slump, but so I don't get in a reading slump, I want to pick out something completely different. Although these are, this one is calling to me the most. As for the second book, chapters have titles. Let's see, we can do, check out this one, Rock Eaters. This one has titles on the chapters. This is also another spooky book. Nope, this one's just numbers. We have Once Upon a Broken Heart. No, this one doesn't have it. This one doesn't have it either. Lost Souls Meet Under a Full Moon. Yup, this one does. The Rule of Lost Love. There's a part of me that wishes I could see what other prompts I'm going to pick later on in the video, because I wonder if I'll have the opportunity to pick one of these again. But that's the point of this, is that there's a fun little challenge aspect to it. So it says, I bring together the living and the departed. I am the go-between. It says a young woman from Tokyo contacts the go-between to request a meeting with a deceased TV star who once helped her. She doesn't expect a teenage boy to show up. Okay, yeah, as much as I want to read this one, and I do have a reading vlog in mind, I feel like for myself, I should pick out this one so that I can do a reading vlog. But I also, okay, yes, I'm gonna do this because I bought these books, I think in February, and I wanted to do a reading vlog in March. But I didn't pick out these books to read in March, and I didn't want to put my March TBR onto the side and just read these. So we're gonna do these two for sure. Sorry, the garbage man is here. I mean, we're grateful for the garbage man, but we're not grateful for the noise that they create. Okay, as I'm waiting for the garbage man to do their thing, I'm looking at the chapter titles, and I was like, wait, I'm pretty sure books will have like the context of all the chapters. You know what my eyes fall on? Yaisa, Yarisa, Yarisa. You know what my name is? Yarisa. Mine's Yarisa with an R. The only thing that's different is that this doesn't have an R. That's literally like my name, Yarisa. This is insane. This is so crazy. I have never met another person with the same spelling of my name. It is always with an S, or it's always with a T or an X, or just spelled with an H I've seen. Never Y-A-R-I-Z-A. Y-A-I-Z-A, I've never seen. That's literally like my name. That is wild. So cool, I had no idea. Okay, so for chapters that have titles, The Rock Eaters by Brenda Payando. I swear, every single time I am filming, the garbage man comes and takes the garbage. If you hear something in the background, it's that. Every single time I turn on the camera, it feels like, or at least it's happened like the last 3 times. Now, as to the fourth book. A book I think I'll binge read. Like, for example, Where the Crawdads Sing, I don't think I'm gonna binge that book. Or The Song of Achilles, definitely don't think I'll binge that book because it's a Greek mythology and it's, I think, a little hard for me to understand, so I don't see myself finishing it in one sitting. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I definitely feel like I will binge. Do I do that one? I also feel like I'll definitely binge read Sunrise on the Reaping, but I do want to read the books in order as they came out, like publishing order. Should I do this one? This one is a little thicker, like 500, not that bad. I'm gonna do this one. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. This is the 4th book in the Hunger Games world. This is the story of President Snow, and President Snow is literally the, what's the word? Bad guy, not heroine. The evil bad guy? Dr. Evil? What's the word? It's not heroine. Villain. The villain. I don't know why I could not think of that word. President Snow is the villain of the Hunger Games trilogy. You learn to despise his character. So therefore, Suzanne Collins gave us what we wanted, and it was President Snow's entire story. Not that I'm going to like understand why he turned so evil, but it is going to teach me, and I'm going to learn why he became so evil. I also am 1000% certain I'm going to binge read this book. Now for the fourth and final book for me to read in April. Choose a book with your eyes closed. I feel like I have a good idea. I'm already closing my eyes. I feel like I have a good idea what book is where. Can you see? I'm gonna put the camera a little farther down so you can see. I'm gonna go... The Book Thief? This book is going to mess me up. Okay, we're gonna do it. This is the book that I did. The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. He is the author of The Kite Runner, and that book destroyed me. I sobbed. It is also a book that I did love. Possibly am going to have my heart completely squished while reading this book and will cry, but I also will probably love it. Oh man, this is gonna be a story. Okay, let me not accidentally read some spoilers. It says, it is 1939, Nazi Germany. The country is holding its breath. Death has never been busier, and we will become busier still. Is my heart ready to read this? No. Am I gonna cry? Yes. Am I gonna love it? Yes. We're gonna do The Book Thief, a historical fiction about war. How do I explain his books? Heartache, but what's happening in real life? Or what did happen in real life? What's currently happening in real life? I feel like this is gonna be a 5-star read. It says, when death has a story to tell you, you listen. It's gonna be such a heartbreaking story. Wow, you guys, look at that stack. We have horror, magical realism, fantasy, dystopian, I think young adult. I think it's from Snow's POV from when he's a kid, and historical fiction, and I just googled, this is also YA. We have a really good stack. Now for a quick recap. For a free pick, Vampires of el Norte by Isabel Cañas. For chapters that have titles, The Rock Eaters by Brenda Bellando. A book I think I'll binge, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. Last but not least, a book that I chose with my eyes closed, The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. That is going to be it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!